thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We've got another great night coming your way this Saturday night. It's night 2 of the Racing Queensland Summer Carnival. The main race is going to be race 5. That's the Group 2 open class event. That's the Queensland Cup, proudly sponsored by Aqua Constructions. And this is the race that features Leap to Fame. For the first time at Albion Park last week, he missed the place. He finished 4th. He was beaten by the barrier draw. He just got trapped away on the inside, found the line better than anything in the race. This week, moves back to the front row, and as a result, he is deep into the red with Tab as we speak. And that race carries a big first 4 jackpot as well, so you might be able to stand him out this week, Leap to Fame, and play 2nd, 3rd and 4th hard. That's the way I'm going to attack the race anyway. So, speaking of Leap to Fame, in this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to talk with the man himself, Grant Dixon, and Shane Graham is also going to slide into the hot seat to give us his thoughts because he's got some key drives coming up on the weekend as well. So those guys won't be too far away. We focus on Albion Park Saturday night. Grant Dixon jumps in the hot seat to go through his runners on the weekend. He joins us now. Grant, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
My Alderman Johnny goes around in the first race. He's drawn the inside of the second row. So this is going to be the second run for the stable. First up in a peak of the creek. He never got a chance to extend. Were you happy with the effort?
Yeah, I was happy enough with the run. Obviously, it was a hard heat first up, and he hadn't been here long. But he's progressed along pretty nice, and I think he'll be suited sort of going along the fence on Saturday night.
Okay, so just looking at it, are you thinking behind leader or maybe 3 fence?
Oh, look, at this early stage, I actually haven't had a good look at it yet, but yeah, long as I'll probably just be happy to stick along the fence where we can't really do much about it, what happens in front of me, but yeah, that's where we'll have to stick to, I think.
Okay, and he'll be suited by the mile. He looks like he's a good short course horse.
Yeah, I think he will, and I think he'll sit on a good, strong, even tempo.
All right, well, that's my Alderman Johnny there in the first. Race 2, this is the Band 4, Band 2. Quite a strong race as well. What do you think of your guy here, Miracle Moose, drawn gate 2?
I think he'll be around the place. He's been going quite okay. He's possibly better suited in the stands because he gets away quite well. But if I can just keep him up in the front end, I think he'll run a race.
All right. Northview Hustler drawn to your inside. Are you expecting him to try and lead this field?
Oh, look, I think they'll probably pick something out to sit on. Yeah, whether or not Miracle Moose or not, I'm not sure.
Okay, but he won't be far away by the sound of it.
No, we're happy enough with him, and it's a little bit of he's gone back in grade 1, so I think you'll appreciate that.
All right. Race 3, Blackjack Bart. This guy's flying. He's chasing 3 on the bounce. He was good last week, the way he was able to follow through at the start, hold the leaders back, and then ping late in the sprint lane.
Yeah, he's probably in career best form. I think the trip suits him. He's just a little bit sluggy off the gate, but just hopefully if I can sort of settle, better than midfield, I think he'll run home okay. This is his first go at the Band 5, so it'll just be interesting to see how he adjusts to the grade.
Okay, what do you put down the career best form to? Is there a change that you've made with Blackjack Bart, or he's just come into his own?
Oh, look, we've had a few injuries with him over the years, and he's probably just the soundest touchwood we've had him. So we just, we sort of were able to increase his workload a bit with that, and his his legs have handled it. So I think that's probably just been the difference.
All right, somewhat of a sticky draw though, isn't it, Gate 3?
It is for him because of his lack of enthusiasm early.
All right, race 4. This is the Trotters Sprint. Zealous Spur. He's going really well. It probably will be a little bit awkward at the start here, drawn gate 4, but are you happy with the way he's trotting right now?
Yeah, he's running good, honest races week in, week out. Obviously just needs a bit of luck against the better ones. Probably at some point, he needs to see the pegs. But yeah, he's going as good as we've had him, and he looks as good as we've had him looking. And yeah, just hoping that we can possibly just scrape into the Minion Series if we possibly can. Okay,
last week he was good, sectionally really strong as well.
Yeah, he ran a good race, and like the bulk of the ones that finished in front of him did get up the inside.
Yeah. Do you think this race is going to generate good tempo here over the mile?
Yeah, I think they'll go, like at least a 56 mile for sure.
Okay, so you just need to find a posse and hope for some luck.
Yeah, that's him.
All right. Race 5, feature race on Saturday night, the Group 2 Aqua Constructions Queensland Cup. Leap to Fame. Missed the place for the first time at his home track last week, but, gee, the way he found the line, you would have been thrilled.
Yeah, he went particularly well. It was good for him not to probably be, out on hitting the line for a change. He'd had a lot of hard runs, obviously, and it was nice for him to, really go ping through the line, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was just a tick over 26 his last quarter, so did he feel strong through the line?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he was sort of kept going on, past the post and that, so it was good.
All right, so you've got a front row draw this week, barrier 5. No doubt that's a lot better than last week, but you've got Black Sedance and Pete McMullen to your inside. How does this play out early in your opinion, Grant?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, it's up to Pete whether he's more than likely wanting to hold the lead on Black Sedance. That's his best racing pattern. So I'm more than likely going to have to sit parked, but we'll probably have a little look early if we can, and probably just sit up nice and close to him.
Okay, and this is his final start before the series kicks off December 1?
We'll see how he comes through this through Saturday night and sort of just work it out off that.
Okay. Overall, are you happy with the year that he's had so far?
Oh, really pleased. Yeah, he's second on the money earners for the years, and if we could just flum winning one more big one for the year, I'll be wrapped.
Okay. Very similar the stats last season, 9 from 12. So far this year, 7 from 11, and he's still got those 4 runs and Saturday night to come with the Inter-Dominion. So very similar to last year, the way you've been able to program him.
Yeah, and he's done a fair few miles, so, I've obviously been to Melbourne, and so hopefully, we can get through the Saturday night and onto the Inter-Dominion series, and hopefully get through that okay.
All right, I've got to ask about Tim's a trooper. He's also representing the stable here. Trista takes the drive. How's he going?
We're quite pleased with his work today. Feel like he's back to where we want him, so yeah, he's sort of like the same thing. We sort of hope for a good run Saturday night, and then just work out whether he has one more run going into the Inter-Dominion series, or whether we just sort of keep him on the fresh side.
Was there an issue out of that Popular Arm free-for-all last start?
Oh, look, he probably just didn't seem right at his best, and obviously when you race them a bit better horses, you've got to be 110. The race was sort of a run that it was nearly impossible to get into it from back. So yeah, that was it was what it was. It was a bit of a hit and run mission, and it didn't sort of pull off for him. But he mainly went just to give Larry a bit of company.
Righto. Race 6, the Forever Gold for the mares. Delta 3, I thought she was okay last week. Sectionally really strong. Second row draw not ideal.
Oh no, but she's just going to have to sort of probably stay closer to the pegs and hope for an even run race, and she might run top 5. It's just she sort of worked through her grades fairly quickly, and sort of probably still adjusting to being up against the better mares, just to see whether she can make the step.
Okay, race 7, named in honour of your dad, Bill. You've got a dual-pronged attack here. Well, let me rephrase that. You've got a rotor, Trista's got OK, but who's got the whip hand here in the stable?
Oh, no, I'm not really really sure with that one. It's a hard race. Shane Graham's horse probably looks the one to beat from the draw. I think both of them are race well, but I think they're sort of probably going to be filling placings there.
All right. Were you happy with the rotor last week, the way he hit the line?
Yeah, he finished off good. He just physically couldn't go any faster that last quarter. I thought the winner last week was super, the way that it finished off, how quick it finished off, and I think it's probably going to be a real star going forward, I think.
Yeah. And OK Boomer, the 2 runs so far during that Peak of the Creek, he was tremendous in both. He won the heat and he went down fighting last week.
Yeah, he went terrific. He was just unlucky he had such a good horse on his back getting down the last straight. But yeah, Trista's been super happy with him.
All right. Well, hopefully there's a winner there for the stable. What about race 9, the 3-year-old Fillies Classic? Were you satisfied with Cheerleader last week?
Oh, look, I was probably been a little bit disappointed with her. A trial then into last week. We're probably a bit happier with her this week. I think she's sort of come along a bit. So we're hoping that she'll go a fair bit better Saturday night.
Is Sky Blue the filly to beat in that race?
Oh, I think so for sure, yeah.
Okay, but you're expecting a better run from Cheerleader?
Yeah, I think so. She's barely had a draw through any of the features, so hopefully we can take advantage of the barrier too.
Yeah, it's a good point. And what about the last race, the 2-year-old classic, Ironclad? Last time out in the Group 1 in Sydney Breeders' Challenge, he was 4th. Is this a hard draw for him, gate 10?
Oh, look, 10's never an easy draw for any horse. We're quite happy with him. He'll just probably need him to sort of get through the first half fairly solid, and he should be able to get into the race then. But obviously, same scenario. If they go a bit steady, it makes it hard for him. But he's our obviously our best 2-year-old at this point. So just the draws a little bit against him, like you say.
Okay, Firebolt was able to win that Q-bred race last week. Did she surprise you last week going off at such big odds?
I was surprised of the odds because she'd really only run one below par run. Me interested she's a little bit of a handful at home, and we've been working overtime on her a bit, and yeah, we're sort of a little bit unbeknownst where she was 100% at going in the last week, but what we'd done with her seemed to work out, and she seemed to have a good week this week so far, so hopefully she can get a bit of a trip. She shouldn't be too far away either.
All right, well, hopefully there's some wins for the stable on Saturday night. First and foremost, leap to fame in that Group 2 Queensland Cup. Appreciate the time, and we'll see you trackside.
No worries, Chris. Cheers.
Night 2 of the Racing Queensland Summer Carnival, Albion Park Saturday night. Shane Graham slides into the hot seat, and he's got some good drives as well. He's with us now. Shane, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
Your first drive comes up in race 2 on Saturday night, Lord Zarias. Overall, I think he gets the big tick. He's been really consistent. How have you graded him so far under your care?
Yeah, look, he's probably, he come over on a tough sort of mark high in his rating, so he sort of was thrown straight into it. I think he's been quite consistent, I think there is possibly he could go a little better, but look, I don't think he's had a lot of luck in his races, and when he has, he's performed quite well. So look, I think he still sort of has improvement in him, but he's probably still one of those horses that needs things his way.
Okay, fair enough. Now, this is a strong race. Band 4, Band 2 combined here. You're drawn out in 6, so you've got speed drawn to your inside, and you've got plenty of quality runners off the second row. How does it set up for you drawn out in gate 6?
Yeah, it's probably an awkward draw out there, like you said, with the speed drawn inside of you. It'd be hard to get forward, but in saying that, you don't want to be going back and getting behind all the second line who looked like the class of the field. So it's not an ideal gate, but we'll just have to sort of weigh it up at the start where we head.
All right. Last week, really good behind the stablemate, LL Cool J. It was slick time. It was a fast last half. Were you happy with the way he found the line?
Yeah, I was. He hit the line well, and like you said, it was a good speed, and I do think he probably is a bit better over the 21 rather than the mile. So I think Saturday night's more of a favourable distance for him.
All right, you stuck to the inside last week. Is he one of those Kiwis that is a little foreign to sprint lanes, or is he quite okay with them?
No, look, I don't think he, I think he is a bit of a sit sprinter, but going into the sprint lane, I don't think he does let down as well as when he comes to the outside. So, I think he was a lot better on Saturday night going the inside, but he is more comfortable when he can come to the outside.
All right. Race 3, your drive here is Let's Get Rockin'. I think he's just bursting to win a race. Last week probably just didn't play out the way you were hoping. Is that the way you look back at last week?
Yeah, look, I think you're right. He is racing quite well. I don't think he, numerically he doesn't say he's going that well, but I don't think he's put in a bad performance since he's been here. But just the luck isn't going his way. So last week we had to make a move when there was a bit of a check in front of us at the 1200 there, and I don't think he's a real death seater, but just how it played out.
Yeah, you asked him to be brave last week, and he probably came up short. But off a helmet, he looks like he's quite lethal.
Yeah, he is. I think I'd be happy if we could draw one day and lead, because the previous connection said that if he is on the front end, he grows a leg. So, if that day comes, we'll try it out.
All right. It is a sticky draw, though, isn't it?
It is, because I don't think he, I don't think he's got gate speed if he drew well, but I don't think he's got that brilliant turn of speed, so he can cross cross them either, you know. So it is. It's probably going to be another one of them unlucky runs again, I think.
What about Reason to Be also in that race for the stable? He had to do plenty of work last week against So Extra, blazing last half. Is this easier for him?
Yeah, look, I think he's been racing terrific. You know, like you said last week, probably it was a bit tough sitting in the chair, and they just run a ripper of a half. You know, but this is sort of more his. You know, this is his race. I think. You know, he'll be tucked away and just get driven with one crack at him. And you know, he's a luck horse, but you know, when he does get that right run, he can get home well.
Okay, tell me if you think I'm crazy here. Race 4, I think Jackawatch is flying. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, look, I think you're pretty well. I don't know about the flying part, but he is going quite well without luck. You know, it just hasn't, since this time back in, nothing's really gone his way. But yeah, he is, I think I'm more than happy where he is at, and each run I feel improvement in him. So yeah, he is going well.
So I haven't lost my marbles then?
You haven't, not fully.
He was good last week though, he was an eye catcher last week.
Yeah, look, he's sort of, you know, up in this grade and against these ones, he, like a lot of them, he needs the right trip and that. But, yeah, I was happy enough with how he went last week, considering the you know, the run he got and what happened during the race. So, you know, he is going well, but, yeah, I don't know whether it's a good or a bad draw Saturday night.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing. It looks good on paper, but it's quite sticky there with speed to your inside and outside. So we'll see how that one plays out. What about the feature, the Queensland Cup? 3 runners for the stable, Send It, LL Cool J and Turn It Up. Firstly, we'll start with your drive, Turn It Up. What did you think last week, looking back on the Be Good Johnny sprint?
Yeah, I was wrapped with him. He, you know, he had to burn off the arm. You know, like he does do it easy, but you're still burning. You know, and we still went at 27.2. So for him to sort of run out that first quarter and still get home, you know, it's just probably one of those things. It would have been better if we had, you know, maybe something different on our back. But yeah, look, he was good, and he put in his usual honest run that he does every week.
Well, surprisingly, you're backing up again. So I think originally you were only going to target one of these races, and I think it was this race, the Queensland Cup. You started him last week. He backs up again this week. So is that a plan for the Inter-Dominion just around the corner?
Yeah, I sort of, you know, I thought about it, and yeah, if he couldn't back up 3 weeks in a row, like I said, you know, and everyone knows I never really back him up sort of weekly racing, but look, at the moment he's very, you know, well within himself, and he's very yeah, healthy, and everything seems well. So I thought if he can't go 3 weeks in a row racing, well, there's no point even thinking about going the Inters. And touch wood, you know, everything seems well with him, and he's pulled up terrific after each run. So here we go. We'll go 3 weeks and see how we are.
Is he a genuine top 4 chance in this field?
Look, it's hard from the draw, but you know, I think whenever he's in, you know, and against sort of, you know, he's raced against the best ones for the last few seasons now, and his record shows he's always a sort of top 4 finisher. So, yeah, he's, you know, again, he'll need luck and that from the bad draw, but I think he is, you know, he's going as good as ever, but yeah, he just needs to hopefully be close enough to him, and it's you know, it looks like it'll be a genuine run race. Okay.
Send It, LL Cool J, the other 2 runners for the stable, gates 2 and 4 respectively. Can they run a place?
Yeah, look, I'm real happy with Send It. He sort of went over the line, nowhere to go last week, and you know, since he's come up, there's only probably been one disappointing run he's put in, but he's the sort of horse that with that draw, you know, and with a little bit of luck on his side, he definitely can figure in the finish. He's racing well, and LL Cool J, he showed last week, you know, he's going good, but he's just at that stage, like a lot of them, they need that right trip in these grades. So, yeah, he's sort of drawn out and probably not the best of draws. It would have been better if he was on the fence, but yeah, he's still going well.
All right, 2 more questions to wrap up the Queensland Cup. Was that a tough choice for Kelly, or easy because of the barrier draw, which one she was going to drive?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, like after last week, you know, like LL Cool J won, so she was wrapped with that, but I think the way Send It went in that Bigger Johnny sprint, he was hit the line that well. I think she was leaning towards him the whole time, and then once he come up with a better draw, I think that just sort of made it easier.
Does Leap to Fame lead, or does Pete park him with Black Sedance?
Yeah, it'll be a interesting one, and probably only one person will be able to tell you the answer to that, and he probably won't say it before the race. But look, I think Black Sedan, he sort of looks the leader, and he is going well. He hit the line super last week, so I couldn't see why he would be handing up, but you never know.
All right. What about race 6, the Forever Gold? You're taking the drive for Brad Hewitt here with Anna Love. She comes up from Sydney. Recent form really good, and she's drawn the ace here. So confidence levels, are they high?
Yeah, look, Brad was happy to send her up with this race in mind, and he was thrilled when the draw come out. So it looks like, you never want to knock back barrier 1, so I think he was quite happy with that.
Okay, so is it likely that you probably hold your position from 1, Uptown Beach Girl finds top, and you're right on her hammer?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't, no doubt Brad or the connections will tell me what they want to do, so I'll just have to wait for that to come through.
Do you think you can beat Uptown Beach Girl on what you saw last week?
Yeah, look, she was super Uptown Beach Girl, and first up, so she's always, you'd imagine she'd improve a little bit on the run, but this mare's been racing quite well, sort of down at Menangle and that, and does look like she can sort of finish off a good tempo. So I'm quite happy to get the drive on her.
All right, the Bill Dixon race 7 on Saturday night. Mossdale Terrier is your drive here. He's at the 2 runs, the Peak of the Creek, heat and final. He's been super in both runs. Are you happy with him?
Yeah, I'm real happy with him. I couldn't, you couldn't have asked him to done any more than win these 2 starts he's had. Like, he was unlucky in the heat just to get run down running those sectionals, and then he had to do it tough in the final, and he stuck it out terrific, and he was still trying his heart out on the line. So he's been very pleasing since coming.
So are you hoping here, as it's set up this race, the emergency's drawn 1, so are you hoping it doesn't secure a start, or it doesn't bother you if he does secure a start?
Yeah, look, like I said, you always want to draw barrier 1, so, and this bloke's got the gate speed to utilise it, so, if that happens, I'll be wrapped, but, if something happens and he is drawn 2, it probably doesn't really change our tactics much. We'll be still going forward and, driving in confidently.
All right, is OK Boomer the horse to beat?
Yeah, look, it's quite a good field. Like, he went terrific last week. We had to sit outside of him, so hopefully the roles are reversed this week.
All right, race 8, the 3-year-old classic. Good field here. You're driving Smirks Like a Boss for Team Grimsey. He's drawn barrier 1, last start winner. Can he run top 4?
Yeah, look, I think that'd be wrapped if he could run top 4. Like you said, it's quite a good 3-year-old event, and taking out the 2 favourites, I think they're very close, the rest of them. So barrier 1's a definite positive for him.
Who deserves to be favourite, RD's Flash or For Real Life?
Yeah, look, it's probably, probably barrier draws. It'll be possibly RD's Flash, but For Real Life, he's a super colt, and probably the only barrier that Trent didn't want to draw. So it'll be interesting.
All right, race 9, your filly here, She Dazzles, drawn gate 8. Do you give her any chance here?
No.
Okay, race 10, the last, the Burwood Stud 2-year-old classic. Glen Eagle VC, he's been really good. He scored against the older horses 2 runs ago, last week second. Are you happy with him?
Yeah, real happy. He's, he sort of, I think every time he steps out, he improves a little bit, and we're hoping he goes a little bit better again on Saturday night. So last week was the first time really asked him to leave the arm, and he got off good and still finished it off well. So he's sort of he just keeps improving, and just seems like a nice little racehorse.
All right, so we're running the arm again on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think so. He showed he could get out last week, and we'll be doing that again, I reckon.
All right, good book of drives for you. Which one are you most looking forward to?
Look, probably Mossdale Terry. Just sort of, hopefully we can get a win with him, and we can make the most of the draw.
Excellent. Race 7, number 2, Mossdale Terry. As always, Shane, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
A big thanks to both Grant Dixon and Shane Graham. We wish them all the very best of luck on Saturday night. Hopefully a few winners for both gents there on the weekend. Time now to find a winner. 10 race program, 7 of the 10 races are features, so there's a lot to look forward to on Saturday night. As far as a best bet is concerned, I think this guy has found the right race. A blast from the past in many ways. Race 3, number 1, Nürburgring. He drops in grade, he comes up with barrier 1. Young Nathan Rothwell takes the drive. I think he's going to prove very hard to catch here. Race 3, number 1, Nürburgring. Hopefully we might even get some value as well. So marking him as the play for the weekend. Race 3, number 1. Don't forget, ID 23 fast approaching. The series officially starts December 1. That's a Friday night. Make sure you check out the website to get all the latest information there. id23.com.au. Great night coming up Saturday night. We'll see you at the Creek. First race around 5:30.